Welcome to TBC Short Stories, where streamed meets consciousness. Now, on to today's story. Closure letter to my ex, unsent and no plan to send. It's long and rambling, but I felt better after writing it. Names, places removed. Post-separation. When I found out you had cheated on me, my world seemed to crumble. My sense of who you are and who I am was broken. After 21 years of marriage, I felt like I couldn't live without you, like I needed you, wouldn't be able to cope without you. I felt unattractive, like my value had lessened. I lost sight of the fact that I had always considered myself to be more attractive than you, like if you were a 6 then I was a 7, I always found you attractive. I didn't see your lazy eye, or your being overweight as unattractive, because your personality made you an 8 or 9 in my eyes, and I could easily see past the surface details and expected you to do the same for me. When you started working out and losing weight / getting toned, I felt good for you, and when you had your eye surgery, I thought your increased confidence was a good thing. I never thought your newfound confidence would enable you to do the things you did. It took a few weeks after you moved out before I realized I don't need you. I am fine without you, and in fact I am better off without you. I no longer have someone else to second guess the things I do. I do what feels right when I feel like doing it. I have regained my sense of self and am driven to improve my health and well-being. I am enjoying daily life with just me and our children in it. And although it is difficult running the home with just one income, having our children with me in what is our family home makes it worthwhile. I saw the pics you posted on Instagram with you and your new man at 4X, you looked really happy, and I realized I was happy for you. You no longer had a place in my heart except as a fond memory, like an old friend I've lost touch with, whom I nevertheless wish well. Looking at your social media started to feel almost like stalking, like if I came to your new home and started looking at you through the window. I know it's not the same, but that's the kind of feeling I had. I decided to stop following your social media. I didn't block you, but I muted you so your posts and stories wouldn't appear in my feeds. I didn't feel the need to know what was happening in your life anymore. 7 or 8 years ago, when I felt that I wanted to leave our marriage, it wasn't a decision I came to overnight. It took years to even recognize what the feeling was, and then several more months of agonizing over whether to act on the feeling. Talking to you didn't help, as you couldn't see that anything was wrong or wouldn't admit it, and refused marriage counseling. In the end, my experience of my parents splitting up swayed my decision. Our children were young enough then that it could have had a major negative impact on their lives, and so I decided to hold on at least until 4X was 18. Once I had made the decision, I felt happier because I had made a choice, and the unhappiness I felt in our marriage became irrelevant, as I would have time for happiness later. For what it's worth, I never cheated on you, not physically or emotionally. A couple of months after you left, I had been on a few dates and was doing some intense self-reflection so as to not repeat past mistakes, when I realized that I had settled, that in deciding to stay with you for the sake of our children I had accepted something less than I felt I deserved, and realized that you had now given me what I had wanted. I realized that you moving out and us getting a divorce had given me the freedom to pursue my own happiness, but without risking our children's well-being, and for that I thank you. I don't regret much of our time together. I regret taking you for granted, assuming you would never leave me, never cheat on me, taking my mental and physical health for granted, and I regret not being more honest with you about how I felt and not demanding honesty from you. But now it is done, and our divorce is going through the process. I feel like a weight has been lifted, and I truly hope you find happiness in whatever you do. Because I have found mine. 4X. Cross post, tough day, all in my feelings the last 24 hours or so. An unsent letter I hope to one day share with my WW. Needs support. In some way I want you to feel what I feel, so you might have some sense of what you've done to me. Not so you can hurt, but so you might feel for me, and feel what my hurt feels like. So you might have a true understanding of how deeply I feel your betrayal in every molecule of my existence. I would even hope it might make you feel a healthier, more sincere remorse. And most importantly, empathy for my pain and position. It's hard being an empath. I get to feel all of your feelings associated with all the things you bring up from the past with your family, with me, and others. I feel your pain and trauma along with the guilt and shame of me causing some of said past traumas. I also feel the sting of knowing as long as things remain as they are, no matter how much I have changed or will continue to change, no matter how many years ago said changes happened, none of it matters because all of them are still very much unresolved traumas for you. So my current traumas you've caused, the loss of oneself, the anxiety, the depression, the companion of death being a comfortable idea of relief, the emptiness, and the pain you've created have to take a back seat. I'm not allowed to process my trauma and attempt to grow and heal. Mind you, I'm ready to do just that. But I can't. We can't. Because you aren't in a place to do that. I have to sit in it and lose more and more of myself every day. I have to manage my triggers on my own, which I can't do because they cripple me. They send me spiraling towards the scorched earth you've left behind. It sucks. It fucking sucks. I desperately want to be with you and for us to grow closer and to find a satisfied/content, and dare I say joyful, disposition to live out our lives together until death do us part, but I fear it may never be a reality due to all the pain and traumas we collectively carry together, and as individuals. Wanting more, wanting better, gets you nothing if you do not act upon what you know and want. Actions speak louder than words, but they also should coincide and go hand in hand towards the common and shared desire for happiness. We need help. Will we get it? Who knows? An unsent letter for him. Post-separation. The possibility of you reading this is basically zero. And I don't even know if I want you to read this, but otherwise I probably wouldn't post it here. I am too afraid to look up your social media. I cannot stand the idea of you still being happy with her. With a much better person than I'll ever be. You don't know my new profile name and I doubt you looked up all the communities I was active in to figure out that this is indeed me writing this. You wouldn't go through this effort, and why would you? It's normal to move on, I guess. And you moved on pretty well while I am still struggling to stay alive. I guess I just want you to know how much I am still suffering. I want to be validated. You should know that your actions had consequences. They ruined me and broke me more than I was ever broken before. Just in the Murakami book I gave you to read, but I didn't understand then. That I could hurt somebody so badly she would never recover. That a person can, just by living, damage another human being beyond repair. And you did damage me. Not just by living, but by betraying me in so many ways. Although you knew how much they would hurt me. I cannot count the oceans I cried because of you and our lost future. I hate you so much and still, I wish I could just turn back time. Just spend one more day with you in the bliss of ignorance. Just watch you doing random shit, watch your eyes light up while you talk about a topic that interests you. Just melt into your body while you hold me tight. Just, once more. One more shot of my favorite drug. It's so cold out here. How can I still love and miss someone who hurt me so fucking much? Another unsent letter to my ex who ducked me over. Rant. You were right, I keep listening to people but it was the wrong people. I should have left you the first time. But BC of you, I realize I've been treated badly my whole life, but that's also BC I treat people badly. Also, when I know I don't want to deal with them I totally withdraw, but I'd counter quit. You told me I treated you so well. I tried and I tried respecting myself in the beginning. I have treated people well in the past, but it was a different process as I respected myself in the beginning with you. That's why you cared for me a little bit once. I did do some things right with you but not a lot of wrong things too. A lot of it was my fault. I should have preserved myself. I tried making you happy but it doesn't work that way when you're not doing it too. Of course you will say, well, you didn't have to. Then again it goes back to what's the point of this relationship? If we don't do things to make each other happy, then what's the point of being together? For you, our relationship was just for the time being while you go out to meet other people. For me it was for all, but I wasn't sure at one point. Someone walked into my life and I questioned, did I put you on too fast? Another point. I worked so hard all my life for such a poor life with you. You're bisexual and into open relationships. This is something completely different from me and what I want. I think that's why I hate you, because I liked you, but didn't understand your behavior and who you are. I fucked up in the end by giving in. If I never gave in, we'll probably be still together right now. You'll cheat either way. You say you don't, but then you do. OFC, I don't trust you. I'll never trust you. Another thing that bothers me is you don't even do much for our relationship. No happy celebrations. No fancy dinner nights. To me these are things I like. I'll never get these things with you. I'll always be sad listening to you. Looking at you. I'll always be sad. This is one of the most difficult relationships I ever had, and one that I really didn't want to let go. I held on so tight. Loving someone who doesn't love you back is also harmful to my health. I left because my health couldn't handle being with an unhealthy person. Someone so angry, lashes out randomly, so brutish, so insecure. Someone who has such terror thoughts. I feel you were eaten alive by the devil and sold your morals to greed. Keep going on this road. Either some other chick will kill you or you'll get HIV. I am not your soulmate. Rant. An unsent letter to my wayward ex-wife. Please stop sending me poems about how you and your soulmate could not get the timing right, and maybe in another life will make it work. No, I am not your soulmate, it's very clear now, and there will be no more chances, not even in other lives. Many months ago, when I was devastated, I did my best to keep it together and help us heal our marriage after your betrayal. I remember those times. You often referred to the other guy as your true love, deep connection to someone you were meant to be. Where was your soulmate then? I still remember the times when in front of me, you would weep because you missed him, and were afraid you would never find love like that again. I am utterly disappointed, and angry. It is very clear that even if I do have a soulmate somewhere out there, it is certainly not you. This concludes today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. All the best to you, wherever you are.